foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who were well. Salutation, much love to you. I come out there fishing out his word in truth and sincerity. Your brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, back with another live lesson. Lord's will is edifying to the hopeful elect. And, we're just going to go in the spirit. Go ahead, Doug. Let's got anything? Start off with.
Yeah, I got something. This is Isaiah 45, verse 17. It says, "But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end." So we're going to, as we are watching for the end of this world, we're going to Esau, Edom, right? So the white man is society, beast system, the NATO, the EU, so-called America that rides that beast of war, which so-called America is prophesied to be completely annihilated and done away with. We're going to what we look after, for after this destruction is, like it says in Peter, world where righteousness is the standard. So going to Israel is a world without end. Because that nation of people, the Lord promised to receive these promises. They're here on earth right now. Going to these last days have been woken up, to this truth, to this knowledge, to turn back to the Lord while they can, go into this grace period before this destruction does come, and the floodgates of hell pretty much flow off. Throughout the four corners of the earth, and they like this sealed.
Yep, and that's what ultimately, that's what the kingdom of heaven is for. The kingdom of Yahweh Shemel Shai is for the Israelites. So that they can ultimately live in peace as they were made, originally created for. To serve the Lord, 100%. And then just the earth is going to prosper under that rulership, under Yahweh Shai, of course. But then the actual physical governing body is going to be the elect. The 100, beginning with the 144,000. That's the world without end. The kingdom of heaven will be ruled by immortals. That's why it's world without end, because the Lord chose them from the beginning, and He's gonna, it never changed. They just had to go through this whole story so that they can obtain, the righteousness after learning the complete evil. The opposite side of the spectrum. Now we're coming back unto the Lord and being able to receive the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That is the kingdom. It starts there. Like Yahweh Shai said, the kingdom is within you, But you got more on that?
Yeah, I was on verse 18. Isaiah 45, verse 18, it says, "For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the true name of the Father, His only begotten Son, that created the heavens, the Most High Himself that formed the earth and made it. He established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am the Lord, and there's none else."
Right. The Lord didn't create this earth to be, to have wickedness run rampant. But, that's part of His story, of course. But the whole purpose of the earth is to, to house His chosen people, to prosper. Read that again, Baba Shaw.
Yep. Isaiah 45, verse 18, "For thus saith the Lord that created the heavens, the Most High Himself that formed the earth and made it." God, it says, He established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited.
Yeah, inhabited. But at this point, under the rulership of the wicked, it's getting to the point where it's not even habitable anymore, man. You got all these natural disasters and, smog and, pollution, air pollution, sea pollution. Hell, they got space pollution, space trash, as they call it. That's not, again, that's under the rulership of the devil, But like the scriptures say, the people rejoice when the righteous are in authority. This world needs to be under new management. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly the way the earth is running right now is headed for destruction. The animals aren't at peace. Hell, we were watching the National Geographic channel earlier, and we watching them rip each other to pieces. The scriptures tell you they're not even going to be doing that no more in the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead. You have more on that?
I'll just finish it. Finishing Isaiah 45, verse 18, it says, "I am the Lord, and there is none else."
All right, so let me get this, and this is a great news, or the good news translation. GNT, Isaiah 65 and 17. It says, they got a little heading. It says the new creation. It says the Lord says, "I am making a new earth and new heavens. The events of the past will be completely forgotten. Yeah, it's gonna be an afterthought. You know, we really gonna and again, the only ones that are truly gonna know are the ones that make it out of this place. To remember the fucking wickedness and all the bullshit. It's good, you know, the children that are born in the kingdom of heaven, the Israelites, they're not gonna, you know, remember the struggle of paying bills. You know, they're not gonna remember how you were being racially profiled by the police. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be peace. You know, we'll remind them of it, but we're gonna be living so good. It's really gonna be forgotten, man. We're not gonna be thinking about the hell we've been catching here. That's the whole point. It says, verse 18: "Be glad and rejoice forever in what I create. The new Jerusalem I make will be full of joy, and her people will be happy." So you think our people are full of joy and happy now? Struggling to pay bills, can't see your kids, your children, you know, catching all kinds of hell every which way. And hell, it's getting to the point where the heathens are starting to catch it. The white woman is starting to catch hell too. It says, verse 19, "I myself will be filled with joy because of Jerusalem and her people. There will be no weeping there, no calling for help." So, hey, the Lord's gonna wipe, like that's in Revelation, to wipe away our tears. When New Jerusalem comes down, that New Jerusalem is coming down to conquer the earth. All right, on authority from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And then once everything is established, it's gonna be beautiful. Well, let me keep reading. Verse 20: "Babies will no longer die in infancy." All right, there ain't gonna be no stillborns. There ain't gonna be no a 3-year-old shot in a drive-by. You know, a mother puts her baby in the oven. Ain't gonna be none of that. It says babies will no longer die in infancy, and all people will live out their lifespan. And in this case, we're gonna live forever. Because what the wages of sin is death. And if we're not sinning, then we're gonna live. We're gonna be immortal. I mean, that's what it says. The beginning with the elect, we're gonna be changed in the twinkling of an eye to become immortal. But the heathens, they're gonna live hundreds of years. Okay, it says, where did I leave off? It says, "Those who live to be 100 will be considered young. To die before that would be a sign that I had punished them." So there you go. So if if the heathen's gonna die, it's because they went off. You know, which they're gonna die, but because the Israelites are going to be the only immortal ones, because we're gonna be perfect. We're literally gonna execute every single thing that the Lord has said. You know, to the T. It's just gonna be in us. It's like a fish is born knows how to swim. That's how the Israelites are gonna be. That was the point that I wanted.
We got Isaiah chapter 49, verse 13. "Sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains, for Yahweh hath comforted his people, and will have mercy upon his afflicted." You know, and that started when Yahweh came, man. And now we have this word. So ultimately we're being comforted right now with this word, but you know, we're still waiting to be changed. You know, we're still waiting on Yahweh to come back and deliver us.
That's why the scripture say, "Then they shall be as he is," because we're going to be changed. Because the Lord's not coming back in that mortal form. He's coming back with his immortality, his glory. You know, he's coming looking sharp. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we're going to be changed into. Because Lord's will we part of that number. We're his entourage, in other words. You know, the ones that surround him, that always with him from the beginning. You know, the elect was given unto Yahweh Shai. Pursuant to John 17, chapter 17. Go ahead, though.
Isaiah 49, verse 14. "But Zion said, Yahweh hath forsaken me, and my Lord hath forgotten me." You know, that's ultimately because, you know, we just down here in this flesh and we catching hell, you know. The curses, the scripture said, the curses shall pursue thee and overtake thee. So, you know, Jake is out here catching hell, but hey, the Lord, he have not forsaken us. Verse 15, "Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee." You see? So the Most High, he's above the love of a mother, man. You know? Because like the brothers going to earlier, you know, you got women, you know, throwing their children in the fucking trash can, put them in the oven.
Newborns.
Yeah, man, you know.
Yep.
The scripture speak, but they have become cruel, you know. Yeah, the Lord said, Isaiah 49, verse 16, "Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before me." You see, so the Lord, he's not going to forget about us. He said he's graven us on the palms of his hand. You know, Yahweh even said, those that are in the hands of the Most High, none can pluck them out, roughly paraphrasing. And the Father is greater of them all. So, hey, the Lord, He has us, man, starting with the elect. The Lord have not forsaken us. He have not forgotten us. But, the story must go on. He declared the end from the beginning. So we just, pretty much, the story of the Lord is just pretty much playing out upon the earth.
And the main characters, beginning with Yahushua, are the Israelites. And then the antagonist is Esau, and really the elites of them, because that's what the story is really about: the elites versus the elites of the Israelites versus the elites of the Edomites. Everybody else is just extras. Even Joe Schmo that lived next door to you, Edomite, he don't know what the fuck's going on. He's irrelevant to what's the prophecy. He got no say in the game. He ain't calling no shots. He probably doing worse than you. Shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was holding 2 Peter 3. There's 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. I'll start at 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." And that's these missiles. So going to that day of the Lord being as a thief in the night, because no one's expecting what's getting ready to happen upon earth. That's why it goes into First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, about when they shall say peace and safety. That's all you get promoted is peace and safety. You get scared and spooked. You run to the store and you doomsday prep, and then it was all in vain, because guess what? The devil's just playing games with you. So that's what you do with this order out of chaos. That's what he loves to do when he makes the sea of Minotaur. So he took the sea up, which is coming real soon. You're thinking that you're good. Just like you got the Jews, people got the Jews that they was good. They're not being troublemakers. They're following the rules. They're doing what the devil says to do, and they lost their lives, a lot of them. So how much more when these missiles start coming? When people again take that sea up, thinking that they're gonna be safe. Finishing 2 Peter 3 and 10, it says, "The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up." So the works of this world are not gonna last. The only work that's gonna really matter and stand is those that did the work in Yahweh Shai. Those that did the will. The Lord called them friends, because they knew the Master's will. And not just knowing the Master's will, but they did what they were supposed to do. Because you got a lot of guys out there saying, Master, Master, saying, How Shai, and they're not doing what he's telling them to do. Being willful, butchering breakdowns, doing the hell they want to do. And they're going to expect to be delivered and saved, and they're not, These same guys got, trying to make Israelite communities, they don't really believe, because the spirit of prophecy is not dealing with these guys. So ultimately, Yahushua is not dealing with them.
But ultimately, they don't have the Holy Spirit, which makes a clear divide of those that are the Israel of the Most High and those that are not. Because the Lord ain't dealing with everybody, like brother just said. You got a lot of guys playing games with the word of the Lord. Making it about them or making merchandise. You ain't gonna find no GMS T-shirts, GMS hoodies, but there's hella camps out there with camp attire. That's all nonsense, man. That's misusing the word of the Lord. It's not for monetary gain. Yeah, of course you're supposed to pay your tithes and whatnot, but this isn't about making money, man. The money you're supposed to be making is the riches in heaven. The talents that the Lord gave you. And what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to multiply it spiritually, not physically. You got dudes that are worth $150 million claiming to be an Israelite, not claiming to be Israelite, but claiming to be a prophet of the Lord. What prophet of the Lord was a millionaire? You know what I'm saying? Even Yahushua, the scripture say, being rich, he became poor. Go ahead.
Yep. 2 Peter 3.
And that's why a lot of these guys are going to be destroyed with America, because they love the money. They love being rich. They love the lifestyle. We don't know because we're not around them, but they probably, motherfuckers driving a Bentley around, a $500,000 car. Meanwhile, his congregation's starving, barely can pay bills.
That's that hireling, because that's really them same guys coming back when Yahushua was on the scene, doing the same thing, loving the high praises of men, Lord, Master, Chief, all these high titles, and the Lord ultimately don't know these guys,
They want the highest seat, but the Master's finna come and tell you to sit your ass down all the way in the back. Because like the scripture say, they make the outward of the cup clean, nice. It looked like that's golden chalice, but inside's all, dirty. got scum in it. And that's what these false prophets are, man. The hirelings, like brother said, these guys are all set up, man. Whether they be sold out to Esau, either way, they agents for Satan. If they not sold out to Esau, they ain't right. There's gonna be more people that ain't right that are right. Go ahead.
2 Peter 3 verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Yeah, what kind of there you go. What kind of lifestyle should you be living? Should be living a luxurious lifestyle, flying on G7s, right? I mean, if you a millionaire, bro, it's hard to live a humble lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lifestyle. Money makes the world go around, as they say. And if you got millions of dollars, shit, 20,000 ain't nothing for you to spend in a day. That's chump change in your eyes. And that's why the scriptures say, "Give me neither riches nor poverty." We just get our daily bread, so what's sufficient for us, keep us maintained and keep us moving. Because you get money makes you puffed up, man. Like the scriptures say, the knowledge puffeth up. Hey, money will puff you up, man, and make you proud, asshole. Think that he know everything because you got money. But the riches of this world are carnal, and they don't benefit you in the spiritual sense. Because if you got all that money, every single brother should be good in your congregation. And well, you claim to be for all about Israel. Well, then why you got bums? Why you should be going to the hood, cutting them a check, give them $100,000. But no, that bank account fat. They, like the scripture say, they have wax and fat. Because and it was always the people that was in some positions of authority that do that, like during the time of Yahushua. All right, the high priest, he was living good. You know what I'm saying? He was eating. He ain't missed no meals. And everybody that was with him, okay, the wicked scribes and Pharisees, they was living good. And again, that's why that's another reason why the Lord cut off the priesthood from the Levites, because they was living good. They would take, because they didn't work. Their job was to serve the Lord, but what? They were misusing it. All right, they were taking all the goods, the 10%. They were doing this and eating good. Meanwhile, the rest of the people was getting slummed up because what? They were working with the Romans. That's why you go into the history. The high priests were being set up by the Edomites. Or we're gonna put him in charge instead of him because he's doing what we say. And then what, you think that didn't come with benefits? Herod, matter of fact, it's in this book. They've got maps on here. Herod had a palace, which we know he was an Edomite. But you think the high priest wasn't? You had a Hasmonean palace, the Herod's palace. Where you think the high priest and his family, they were living good. They had a nice little house or little whatever you called it. They didn't give a damn about what the other people were. There was beggars all over the place, and they were walking around in the royal garments, and that's what we see that today again. The most fanciest garments on. Don't even go out and teach though. That's what they're going to be destroyed, man. At the end of the day, because what, they're not living like Scripture say. What manner of what it say?
Ought you to be.
Yep. I'm going into the conduct, man. These guys are clowns, man. And they're gonna die in their iniquity, because they truly don't believe. They just want to be seen of men. They want the highest seat. They want to be exalted. And he that think was that in Galatians, he that thinketh he is something when he is nothing deceiveth himself. So really, the Lord is just allowing them to do this because it's prophecy. At the end of the day, the Lord has deceived them, but they're deceiving themselves because they really think they that guy. You not him. Like, I watched the video earlier. You not him. Well, hey, in the last days, people are gonna. Scripture say people are gonna be boasters, proud. Go ahead, though, brother.
2 Peter 3 verse 12, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So going to the true spirit of the hopeful elect, we're looking for this place to burn. The minds of the people, these other congregations in the world in general, they're not looking for the return of the Lord because they love this earth. They love the benefits. They love what's going into it. Especially when you receive money, you receive Satan's favor. you know, and you start falling into diverse temptations and lusts, and you start feeling like, you know, really the Lord's dealing with you when He's not. The scriptures say favor is deceitful. You know, so you being shown favor, hey, you know, on the left hand side is actually a bad thing. You know, and can't nobody tell you nothing when you got money, and that's what happens with these guys that go saying they get puffed up. You know, they don't look for the Lord no more. You know, they're not looking for the Lord to return because they're comfortable in the position that they're in. You know, and that could be anywhere in society. You could be comfortable on the street, you know, being a bum, you know, or you can be comfortable in a mansion. You know, the same thing gonna happen to you. You're gonna be burnt up. You know. I'll read one more verse, 2 Peter 3, verse 13. Nevertheless, we, all right, so we going into the hopeful elect, according to His promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. You know, so we're looking for the Lord's promises, which He promised unto our forefathers. You know, all the way down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, which, you know, we are those descendants. You know, which is going to say the Spirit bear witness. You know, so His promises pertain to Israel, Romans 9th chapter. You know, so new heavens meaning a refreshed, right, refreshed earth and a refreshed heavens. You know, which is going to the Lord taking down the rules of this world and setting up His kingdom, which is His men, with the Yahushua reigning on top, and the house of David men being ruling the earth. You know, because the bro said it, earth needs new management. The same earth you love to flex and be wicked on, it wouldn't exist if it weren't for the elect's sake. The Lord said it Himself, there'd be no flesh to be saved. You know.
And if you truly believe, you know, because it said we look forward to a new heaven and a new earth. So if you truly believe that, you know, that's going to come with, you know, like it's going to holy conversation, you know, your spiritual conduct, what you're meditating on, what you're doing, or you really, you know, building up and looking forward to that, because the scripture said that all things shall, the works will pass away, the elements will melt with fervent heat. But we know what? That our works do follow us, and we will be translated, right? But this is Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasure upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So you have to believe in the next coming of Yahushua HaMashiach in that deliverance. You gotta truly be, you know, storing up those spiritual treasures. You know, doing the work, being a brother. You know, serving the Lord. Because the scripture say, the true worshipers worship Him in spirit and truth. You know, so that's our, you know, it's an internal thing, man. It starts internally. You know, it says real quick, 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So if you truly, you know, building it and stacking it up, you know, like Jake say, you know, you stacking up those spiritual treasures, that's where your mind gonna be at, because you know that's where it's at. Yahushua, He's coming back with the reward. We understand that everything here is gonna be melted and burnt up. We don't have to continue and sit here. You know, this place is done, and we witnessing prophecy take place, and you know, America's finished, man. We at the end of this thing, right. So you know, bros just gotta continue to keep fighting and store those spiritual treasures.
Yeah, because you trying to build up wealth in a society that's crumbling. All that money's not going to be worth a goddamn. You know? It ain't going to be worth nothing. But what? Esau going to come, like the scriptures say, for the love of money is the root of all evil. So these guys amassing all this wealth, so-called wealth, which we know that's not true wealth. Wealth is you know, ownership of cattle, you know, resources, in other words. That's true wealth. And really, the ultimate wealth is the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But, you know, in a carnal sense, the wealth is having resources. You got all this money, but don't own nothing. You know, you can't do what you want with all that money. But look at, for an example, look at this dude, the Tate brothers. They got all this millions of dollars talking about the Matrix and all this shit. Look at them clown ass niggas sitting at home on house arrest. So what makes you think Esau gonna let you get? Esau don't use money. The elites of Edom, they don't go to the store and pull out a credit card, you know, or pay. They don't pay for anything. They're the ones that own the banks that print the money. They're the wealthy ones right now, because this is their world. Okay, the scriptures say that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Well, the wicked have created a fiat currency to fool you people thinking that you're rich. And it's a damn shame that Israelites amassing millions of dollars, making merchandise out of the word of the Lord, all right, or gimmicks, got all these gimmicks to get people to buy this and buy that, you know, cash app this, cash app that, all right, super chat this. But that ain't what the Lord was sent out. sent his disciples out to do, collect money. That's a Catholic Church vibration, Christianity. They passed the collection plate around. Listen, the scriptures say, buy the truth and sell it not.
Yeah, these guys aren't preparing you for Revelation 3 and 10, the hour of temptation. You know, you live in this real soft and luxurious lifestyle. You're not prepared to lose it all.
They're not gonna want to. They're gonna most likely take the chip, because you don't want to lose that lifestyle. Here it is, you got millions of dollars. That's gonna be a big change in your life when you can't use that money. We're content. We scraping by, but hey, through the grace of Yahweh Shema Shai, we get through. And we got the brotherhood, of course, to help one another out. But these guys, they're not going to want to change their lifestyles, because they've already been accustomed to living this, off the riches of Esau, Edom, so-called riches. It's going to be tough. And then especially when the hour of temptation comes, life is going to change drastically when Esau brings this the mark of the beast in. And if you're not going to be able to access any of that, hell, how you not even going to, these $150 million, motherfucker probably got a 18-bedroom house and shit. How you gonna pay for that? You're gonna get evicted. Evictions are at an all-time high. Homelessness is rising as we speak. We're preparing. We're telling the people that listen to us to prepare as well. It ain't gonna be all cotton candy and rainbows, skipping along on the gold road like Dorothy. No. It's like Acts 14:22 says, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. It's going to be tough, man. We're not sugarcoating it. But if you truly believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, you'll be good. Trust in him. Call upon the names of Yahweh Shema Shai, and you're going to be delivered from the said perils. But the people that want to stay in this life, really, if you're a millionaire, you love America. Okay? And you're going to go down with the ship. Good, though.
Yeah, because all that money pretty much gives you access.
Mm-hmm.
You got access to different things, different places, different people. But Esau, he's going to tighten that up as well, to the point in order to have access to your life. Look, pretty much everything that you have and accumulated over all these years, in order to continue in that and to have access to these things, you have to receive his mark, his badge of servitude. This is Luke chapter 17, verse 33. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Right? So we already departed. The scripture say, arise and depart, but this is not your rest. So we don't already came up out of this place. Revelation 18 chapter, come up out of her, my people. So hey, we don't already done away with this place, and now our life is preserved, in the heavens, man. We gonna be delivered, Lord willing. Hey, but those who want to continue in this place, in order to continue, hey, Esau, he's trying to go God mode. So what? He wants you to receive his mark, and so you
worship him.
Exactly. You're going to try to save your life by receiving that chip, and you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be through. Yahweh Shai is returning, man.
Yeah, it says Revelation 14:9. It says in the third angel, with the GMT, it says in the third angel followed the first two, saying in a loud voice, those who worship the beast and its image and receive the mark on their forehead or in their hand will themselves drink of the Most High's wine, the wine of his fury, which he has poured at full strength into the cup of his anger. So you worship, like the brother's going into, you ultimately you love this place, you worship in the beast, and then continue to receive those benefits and the money and the all the bullshit Esau might be buying you off with. You're gonna have to worship him. Ultimately, he wants you to worship him and turn your back on Yahweh Shema Shai. That's why you're gonna receive his mark, that badge of servitude. The digital all, which is digital in the sense that has to be scanned, right? That's why it's RFID technology that you currently use today, every day, NFC, whatever you want to call it. But it's going to be a physical thing that's implanted in you, and then it'll be digital because the graphos, everything's going to be written into it. Your money, okay, your digital passport, digital ID, vaccine passports, social credit score, carbon footprint, all of that's gonna be digital, and it's at the all they gotta do is scan you, bleep, and then this is such and such. Clearly, he worships the beast. You know what I'm saying? You're just another fucking slave and another hamster on the wheel. In other words, but the elect, we're not Lord's will part of the number. We're not going to depend on go to Esau for help or go down to Egypt for help. We're going to trust in the Lord and wait on Him, and He'll deliver us out of the said perils. It don't matter what situation you find yourself in. The Lord got you if you truly believe. And if you have to die, then you die. Whether we live or whether we die, we live for Yahweh Shai, we die for Yahweh Shai. So it's still that's an honor, all right. And you're gonna be risen up anyway. It'll be the first. Well, if you die for it, you become a martyr, okay. Which martyr just means witness. But if you die for the Lord, then you'll be the first risen up, man. Be one of the first risen up. Or the Lord could just intervene right there before they cut your head off. And you get, you fly out of there with spiritual powers. Anything else? So Lord's will is edifying to the hopeful elect. Hey, buckle down because and truly believe. You better by this point you better have been working on your relationship, so to say, with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because they're the only ones that are gonna get you out of this. I can't save you. This brother can't save you. That brother can't save you. Nobody can save you but Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And you got to trust in them, worship them. All right, because this is what Esau's trying to do. He's trying to get everybody to worship him. And when you worship someone, what do? You trust in them. You go for them when you're in trouble. You call on them. So what Esau, he gonna want you to call on him, and it's gonna be tough because he's gonna present the problem and then come with the solution. But we know the way out is trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. A lot of guys that claim to be Israelites are gonna fold up like lawn chairs when that time arrives. All right, so hey, with that, we're gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who rule well. And salutation, much love to you, Akim, out there pushing out His word in truth and sincerity. And salutations as well to the men, women, and children learning in truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.